hold that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, I jumped.
Oh.
This week we are struggling to pack all of our stuff into our van so that we can finally set off and have some adventures. Well, that's the van officially finished, at least for now.
Which means there's only one thing left to do, which is fill all this space full of stuff and then actually set off finally.
So I guess we should probably get packing.
We probably should.
And that is only for the garage.
Our method for packing up was very much trial and error. The only plan we really had going in was that heavy stuff had to go on the bottom, and anything that we're going to need regular access to had to be towards the back of the van. We're about halfway through packing up the garage, but this guy is causing us some problems. It needs to be secured down because it's quite heavy, so we need a batten or something to secure it into. The other big issue we need to consider is we've got another crash pad to fit in here, which is even longer than this one. So I don't think any of those places are going to work, but we have spotted, we've got this little gap down the side, so I think we're going to try it in there. Seems to fit pretty well there, and we've got lots of stuff to attach it to, so I think we're just going to go for it with a few bungees. With the pesky ladder now in, everything else started to slot into place. We've got that side fully stuffed, and the only thing left to go in on this side is our final crash pad. Onto the kitchen. We've packed up all of our kitchen drawers, got our cutlery, we've got cups, flasks and random assortment of cooking items. And in the final drawer we've got plates, we've got mixing bowls, we've got our frying pan, and that will be the space where our kettle and our mugs live. Over here we've stacked our cupboard high with food. So we've got heavy stuff here, we've got some cooking equipment in this thing as well because it doesn't slide around. And then we've got our heavy goods like cans, our vegetables and stuff, and all of our snacks up top. So yeah, pretty much getting ready to go. In go the all-important guidebooks and of course the maps. And last but not least, we've got the bed area. So we've got our shelves here, which just have a random assortment of items on them. And into the big cupboard, this is where we've got probably the majority of our day-to-day clothes. I've got the top shelf, Alex has got the bottom shelf. You can see we've got some of these IKEA storage separator things. I've just got my walking socks in there, I've got my jeans stuffed up there, some everyday toiletries, and then I've got this packing square which has got all of my t-shirts in. These are super useful for cramming stuff in when you've got far too much stuff for the amount of space. And then Alex's, you'll see, is a lot more organised. He's got his jeans, some t-shirts, a little jumper in the back there. And then spinning you around, we've got our small overheads. So this one has got Alex's socks in. This middle one has got all of our underwear in, which I'm not going to show you. And then this final one is where I'm keeping all of my socks and my pyjamas and everything. So yeah, just about managed to squeeze everything in. To be honest, between all of this space, our wardrobe and the bulkhead cupboard, we had more than enough space for all our clothes. Our biggest issue was weight, but I think we've just about managed to get everything in.
Before we set off, we want to start with a full tank of water. It's a bit too far to run the hose pipe, so we're doing it about 10 litres at a time. It's quite hard work, to be honest.
We've just set off and driving down the motorway to our first park up. It is nice and rainy for us, as you can see.
Yeah, so the plan is to get to Scotland, but we're going to go on a roundabout route into South Wales, up through Wales, and back into the Peak District, and then kind of work our way upwards from that.
So yeah, we're just hoping for no traffic. Thankfully, we did manage to avoid any really bad traffic, so even with the rain, the drive wasn't as painful as it could have been. Conditions have improved, as you can see. We are heading towards Wales, and as you would expect, we've got beautiful sunshiny weather, clear skies for days, and yeah.
It's a good thing we're not superstitious,
Yeah.
because this weather is not a nice start.
We've come off the motorway, and slight change of plan. We're now going to head a little bit further than we were originally thinking we were going to get today. So it's literally been one day and we're already off plan. Yeah.
So yeah, the new plan is we're going to head pretty close to the Welsh border. We're going to the Wye Valley, which is down south of Wales. Go, 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 up the hill, up the hill.
Wilson did manage to vroom vroom his way up that hill, and we made it to our very first park up. Tune in next week to see how our first real night in the van went.